What's up, everybody? Welcome back to By the Book Bonus Bets. My name's Nejad. This, of course, is McDonald. And Meg, we're going to tackle Coach of the Year odds today. You've got a bit of a long shot. I'm gonna start with my boring kind of short shot.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, I always feel bad taking like the odds-on favorite, but I'm doing it. Kevin O'Connell to win Coach of the Year is where I am headed. We see the odds here at the Caesars Sportsbook at plus 140. Now let's take a quick look at the NFC standings before we look at the schedule, and that's really where my take is predicated on when we look at the Vikings schedule. But look where they stand right now, 5-0. I think a lot of people look at the teams behind them, the Detroit Lions, the Commanders. Certainly you could talk Dan Quinn when you're talking about this market. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the question for everybody is, do the Vikings fall? And Meg, when we look at this schedule, I just don't see where the Vikings take a stumble in terms of losing a lot of games in a row, or 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4. Let's punch that up right now, because again, this Vikings schedule is so soft. All their hard games seem to have been in the first 5 weeks of the season. Now they come off their bye. Lions, that's a tough game, of course, but they don't have Aiden Hutchinson. We're going to talk about that later in the week as well. The Rams, the Colts, 2 pretty bad teams. Now let's flip over to week 10 and forward. The Jags, the Titans, the Bears, Cardinals, Falcons, Bears, Seahawks, and then 2 hard games at the end. Listen, Meg, on that schedule, listen, you can slip up to a bad team. I get that. But we could have a Vikings team that has 3 losses on this season. And let's go narrative shopping a little bit, right? We thought this Vikings team, not we, the whole industry thought this Vikings team was going to finish last place in the NFC North. They had such a problem at the quarterback position that they drafted J.J. McCarthy 10th overall. Long story short here, I just don't see a scenario where this team falls so far that O'Connell isn't the Coach of the Year.
And it's not surprising he is the favorite too, because when your win total is 6.5 to start out this season, you give the award to a team and a coach that exceeded expectations. That's the entire premise of the award.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is I think there are other people in this conversation. We're going to hear about your pick in a second. Like Dan Quinn is a guy that I wanted to go to right away. It was at like plus 340, I believe, at Caesars Sportsbook. But the thing is, I think there's more slip-ups, especially with the defense being so bad. The Vikings are good on both sides of the ball.
They certainly are.
Yeah, and so I just think there's less slip-up potential with this Vikings team that's already started out 5-0 with the toughest part of their schedule.
Okay, my turn, because this is more of a long shot, and it's interesting because we talk about the idea of this award when a team and a coach exceeds expectations. Well, the Chiefs aren't going to exceed expectations from being back-to-back Super Bowl champions unless everyone is hurt, which is kind of what's happening. So I'm going Andy Reid, 20-1. We talk about these 2 teams. I mean, you have the Vikings at 5-0. The Chiefs are 5-0 for me right now. So yeah, you get a number for Andy Reid. This type of number, plus 2,000, this is a huge play on value at this point. Yes, as you can see, the AFC standings kind of jumbled, and the Ravens look like the best football team in the National Football League, especially when it comes to the offense. The Kansas City Chiefs, quite frankly, don't even have to be a good football team, but they know how to win games. Between Andy Reid and game planning, and then of course you have the best quarterback that we've seen in a long time, Patrick Mahomes, who's a wizard on the football field. They didn't have good receivers last year, and they won a Super Bowl. So if you have a Rashee Rice and a Hollywood Brown on IR, if you can put together a couple more wins with Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Justin Watson, yeah, they're going to be exceeding expectations, which is crazy to say, again, as like back-to-back Super Bowl champions. But a play on the number at 20-1 Andy Reid, I think, is a smart play.
You know what's interesting about Andy Reid is that he probably actually deserves it. And it just comes down to whether the voters are going to give it to a coach that just won back-to-back Super Bowls, like you said. But to your point, and I don't know what the voters are going to do. But Andy Reid probably should have already won the Coach of the Year. I mean, he probably belongs in this conversation. 20-1's a nice number.
And it's not surprising that the odds have shifted, because to start out the season, like preseason numbers, he was 32 on the odds board. Because again, they're not exceeding expectations when they win Super Bowls. But again, he's moving up, and now he's 20-1. He was like 100-1 to start out the season because of all these injuries and what Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid can do on offense without some of these guys.
That's the thing, is if you like critically think about what he's been able to accomplish so far, completely, your answer completely makes sense. I think it's going to be O'Connell. You think it's going to be Reid. Hopefully one of us are right, but certainly a great start to the season for both coaches. Good start to the season for By the Book and By the Book bonus bets. Join us Monday through Friday at 5:30 for By the Book on Monumental Sports Network. But of course, By the Book bonus bets on Monumental Plus is coming your way. Can't wait. I can't wait for more stuff.
More stuff. stuff,
More stuff.
bets. Let's cash
Sports.
some winners. Sports, baby. Let's go.
See you next time.